Hello everyone, I'm Dragon Weapon. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. As you can see, I'm at the massive space thing that we put into... We're on our ship we're flying our ship that we had put into an orbit around the sun. And I have been waiting for a while for this to reach somewhere where we can send and transmit data. It says we can, so we're going to try our best to transmit as much data back to Kerbin as possible because, hey, it's free science. So here we go. I'm going to use Materials Bay. We get 24 science. The only way we can, because this is going to stay out in space, so transmit it. Let's do our mystery goo. 8 science, not too shabby. Temperature, 11 science. Good stuff. Since we actually sent that off and we didn't get a lot of the science from it, we can actually probably save this science. Although it may not ever reach us or ever get back to Kerbin, we can still say we have it. And we want to do our pressure, 16.8. There we go. I think that's about all we can do because these systems are out of commission. Once we've transmitted the science, it's out of my hands. I can't really do anything about it unless I send a crew up here that can repair it and update it and upgrade it and all that other good stuff. And I don't think I could do a crew report. No. But that was what I was hoping for. It is on a long trajectory, long orbit around the sun, but we eventually got it to where it got out of Kerbin's atmosphere, so now it's just going to travel around the sun. And I guess what I need to do is I need to set up a maneuver to keep it in a stable orbit around the sun, and hopefully it'll never have to meet Kerbin again, kinda. That way it won't accidentally crash, because if this thing in 100 years decides to come back around, there's a chance that it might actually crash into Kerbin's atmosphere. We may not even know about it. But that's that. We've got our science done, so let's head back to the Space Center and see exactly how much science we got. We have 417 science now. So fantastic. There are things we can get with this 417 science. One of these things being nuclear propulsion. This is going to allow us to go farther and deeper into space than we have ever been able to reach as of yet. Because the NERV atomic rocket motor is one of the things that is very good for deep space travel. But there are other things in this science that we could get, like the gigantic solar panels. Get different parts and better relay antennas. We could actually get the mobile science lab, which allows us for almost unlimited amount of science. But that's using it to its greatest effect. But we could also go with other things like bigger parts, better parts. But I think because we need to get as much more science as we physically can possible, I think the best thing to do would probably be get the NERV rocket motor, atomic rocket motor, because it's very, very gas efficient, fuel efficient. And then hopefully we can make it to a planet and make it back. See, that's the thing, though. The first ship that I send out, though, is going to be unmanned. Because me, personally, I do not know the Delta V numbers or any of the things or how much it takes or supposed to take to get to certain planets. So if I do any off-world out of Kerbin's thing, unless it's just some Kerbins that we could do without for at least a little while, I'm probably going to make it unmanned. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the best I can do because I hate to lose the Kerbals. You know, I don't want to lose their lives or put their lives at risk. So here we go. We got the nuclear propulsion. If we got 60 more science, we could actually, or 50 more science, we could actually get a lot more other things like the propulsion, or even the actuators. We actually need this to refuel things if we need to. But that's that. We've got the rocket motor now. But I want to go in here and I want to actually look at mission control, because there was one mission that caught my eye. I mean, we do have a few missions that we need to complete and get done. Like, I think we could do Minmus, probably next episode. We'll go plant a flag on Minmus. I do want to rescue this guy from orbit. And I do want to do all of these. And let's see, are any of these about to expire? 12 years, 4 years, 32 years, 4 years, 348 days. Probably need to do this one the next time I get out of atmosphere. So that would be kind of cool. But there was one that was catching my eye. Position satellite in a Tundra orbit around Kerbin. It expires in 4 hours, so we have to make our decisions now. But we have 5 years to actually complete this thing. But the reason I'm saying that I'm going to complete it and actually take it as a mission is because if I go to the tracking station and actually look at Kerbin, let's zoom in. Keep going. There we go. See the orbit. You see this blue line? This is the orbit that it wants us to put this in. And this is fantastic, because if we make this another satellite, which it's got to be a satellite, this is going to allow us to get further and deeper out. See, as you can see, that was our sun orbiter. It was able to communicate because of all of the radio transmissions that we have around Kerbin as of yet. And trust me, there's going to be much more satellites to come. I'm going to have to put probably 2 around the moon and 2 around Minmus to even further that expanse. So this is a great opportunity for me and for Kerbinauts everywhere to allow us to get to this setup, to this satellite, because it's going to open up a lot of opportunities to send information back. Before all of the satellites we had, I was not able to send any of that science back. But now that we have all these satellites in place, it's easy. We can send data as far as we can do it. Before we set up anything going to Duna, however, or even Eve, which Duna's easier to get to. Before we set up anything to go to Duna, I want to make sure that we have an ample satellite array in place around Kerbin's planets and moons before we do anything. So this is just a beginning spot on that. So here we go. I'm going to go get the ships ready. I think I accepted it. Let's double check that. What did we do? The recent accomplishment of your space program has attracted contributors from numerous generations. We have gathered the first scientific data from the sun. Oh, so we've actually completed a first world milestone from that. We got 18,000 money for it, 1 science, and 2 reputation. Awesome. Explore the moon. Okay, we've done that. And contract parameters complete. Did we actually complete it? Is the one that I was having such hard troubles completing actually done now? It looks like it. Beautiful synchronized free falling isn't nearly as daunting as it sounds. We got 51,000 credits or money for that, or funds. Wow. So it actually worked. Apparently the game was just being goofy. So what we want to do is we want to get our space satellite up and running. And we may want to upgrade it. Let's see, this was the RA-15 relay. Okay, so it's the right one. Question is, though, is this going to be enough to get it into that orbit? I think so. I don't see why it wouldn't. because we've put satellites further than what we have there. As long as we tried to amend to getting it out there as best as we can. So that should be okay. So let me double check the staging. So the rocket fires, boosters fire, boosters release, and then once that empties, we fire that off. Okay, that's good. That's good. So let's launch this puppy and get this into an orbit. Whoop. SAS turned on. Full throttle, and 3, 2, 1. Wait. We got to put this in a southern orbit. Normally when we go to an orbit, we tilt it to the equatorial way. So this is not the way we're going to have to do it. Normally we aim off in that direction to do the equatorial orbit. So this time, I think the best way to do it would be to head off in that direction. So it'd be north. So now that we know that, let's just launch. There we go. So I'm going to head off in this direction. It's going to be weird doing it this way, because that means the controls for me are going to be backwards, because I'm used to using left and right. Now I'm having to use up and down. No big deal though. We got this. We got this. Put it in a Tundra orbit. No sweat. No sweat. That should be good enough. I have to shrink it down eventually. But we're in a polar orbit as of now, but that will change once we get this thing into a full-fledged orbit. I should have used that second stage. I should have kept closer eye on it. Dare I revert flight? We'll see. We'll see. If we can get this thing into a stable orbit and still have plenty of fuel left, it should be okay. So let's add a maneuver. Speed up. There we go. So that's going to take 1,044 meters per second. Only time will tell. It's going to take about 1:41 for the burn to complete. So I'm going to have to burn about 1 minute, about roughly half, give or take 20 seconds. 35 seconds. Yeah, that's what I'll start burning at a minute. So almost there. And full throttle. Okay. Scared me there for a minute. I thought I didn't have the right stuff. But we have all the good stuff. Okay. There we go. We got it, and we got a good we have a good amount of fuel left. Not even we just got a little over half a tank, so we should be able to get that no problem. So now, here comes the fun part. I'm gonna have to change the angle of this. So let's do a maneuver node, say there. No, don't want to do it that way. So let's X that out and restart it. How could we do this? We'll pretty much have to take... Okay, let's close this out. Let's place this here. So how could we maneuver this to where this will turn it that way? So we need to turn it... Oh, this is going to be difficult. I usually have Kerbal or MechJeb do all this for me, but I'm doing it by hand because no one's allowed me to use mods yet, so I'm trying to think of how to do this. 26, we can't even really use that. So we could do that. No, that just changes that direction all kinds of wrong ways. I guess the best thing to do would probably get the apple waps. So we need to start burning down here and get our apple waps just out there. And then we can fix our angle later. So we need to be at 5 million. Okay. So let's keep an eye on this. Go away. Thank you. Keep an eye on this. Hey, get back here. No, we don't want debris. We want satellites. Yeah, we'll take care of the satellites. So here we go. Get... What is it? 5,062,632. That's about right. So let's move us to that maneuver node. It's going to take about 41 seconds. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. And then what we can do once we get out further, we can lean it over and get it all in the nice comfort zone of this. So while I do all the maneuvering necessary, I missed the burn. I should have stopped talking and closed my mouth. Ugh. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe it's not too late. But anyway, I'm going to speed this section up. That way it's not so boring. And I'm going to try to do all the maneuvers necessary to get this into the proper orbit. So, see you on the other side. And there we go. We got it done. Awesome. We got 190,000 credits for that, 12 science, and 30 reputation. Fantastic. So, that's one thing down. But before we leave this one to drift in the masses of space, all alone, extend the antenna, and we will double check to make sure that there's no science possible. 1.8, nothing we can write home about. We can't use that. Observe mystery goo. 0.2, we can't do nothing with that. And then the other two are probably going to come up nil and void as well. But like I always say, it never hurts to double check, because you never know when there might be a place that you didn't get science you think you did, but then you needed to go get it anyway. So anyway, now that we've got this satellite in orbit, we're going to, let's see, we are able to reach out almost to the moon. How crazy is that? If we put some type of satellite around the moon, we should be able to send data, science and stuff back from the moon. So that's cool. But that's all the time I have for today. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And until next time, see you later.